Good morning, good morning, good morning, Philippines. Good morning, world. Good morning, Inito College. And of course, good morning, aspiring students and aspiring teachers of Inito College. And welcome to our day one of our webinar series entitled Transformative Education. To the topic later on. And we would like to remind everybody that we will be having question and answer portion. So, and as well as open forum. So we will be expecting for your full participation. And we hope also that you guys are in the best seat, best position, and that you are in your best self because I tell you, we will be having a good time while learning. Kasi nga ika nga nila, learning should always be fun. Ayan. So before we begin, let us be reminded again to our virtual rules. Just a few housekeeping matters before we begin. First, please turn on your microphones only when you are recognized to speak or only when you have immediate and indispensable concerns to raise. Otherwise, please turn off your microphones in order not to disrupt the presentation of the one presenting. Number two, if the participants want to ask questions, they will be entertained during the open forum. When raising questions to the presenters, please use cultural and gender sensitive language when conveying ideas. In other words, we should always bear in mind that we should be polite all the time. Number three, please be brief and be direct to the point when raising questions and giving comments and ideas. Number four, please also be mindful and respectful in writing your comments in the chat box. And lastly, do not forget to type good morning in the chat box and your short inspirational message for everyone to be recognized that you are around. So I guess everybody is set and everybody are ready to this activity today. So to commence, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request my partner for today, Jessie Joy, to please do the honor to commence the program today.
Thank you, Mr. Bugay. To commence, let us ask our God's blessing through a video clip prepared by Ms. Lara Galarosa, to be followed by an audio-visual presentation to ignite our patriotism as we sing our national anthem.
May we do the sign of our faith. Our dearest Heavenly Father, we bow our heads unto Thee to express our solemn gratitude for all Thy blessings that Thou bestowed upon us. We are truly grateful for them. May Thou extend Thine divine wisdom to our speaker so that he would be able to impart effectively his God-given knowledge to all of us. May he be blessed as he continues to bring his expertise to people who need them. Bless the participants as well, so that they would be able to glean the vital information from this orientation. May thou bestow thine blessings after this webinar, so that way we go out and spread what we learn in the spirit of thy love. This our humble prayer in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to all of our fellow students. I am Dande Aguilar Bugay, and together with me is Miss Jessie Joy Doropan. We are fourth year BEd students of Initao College. It is our pleasure to be your moderators for today's webinar.
Our high appreciation to our own TEP Dean, Mr. Doctoral Stroga, our Assistant Dean, Ms. Elida Apur, and our resource speaker, Ma'am Liberty E. Tanyo, and of course, to all our teachers in education program of Initaw College.
On behalf of Teacher Education Program of Initao College and to all of the students and teachers behind this program, we would like to extend the most cordial welcome to all of you to the first day of webinar series of the BEd students with the theme Academic Resilience, Forging Dauntless Educators Amidst the Changing Times.
At this point, to formally open and to give us words of welcome, I introduce to you Mr. Ray Galarpe for his welcome address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to our honorable guest speaker, Ma'am Liberty Itanyo, to our program dean, Doc Victoria N. Stroga, and our assistant dean, Ma'am Eliada Apur, to our dear instructors, and my fellow BEd students, wonderful morning. We are very gathered here today in our first day of our webinar series, Transformative Education, with the theme Academic Resilience, Forging Dauntless Educators Amidst the Changing Times. I am Ray Galarpe, BEd 4, and I am honored to be given the opportunity to speak today. First of all, in behalf of the entire BEd students, I would like to welcome you all in today's academic engagement where we will learn about how to implement positive discipline in our classroom to make it non-threatening and conducive for learning. This gives immense pleasure to extend my warm welcome to all the important people who are with us today. As we know, this orientation, which is regarded as the first day orientation for our teaching deployment, falls as an important day of our journey, as it focuses on one of the crucial factors towards positive discipline approach. It is indeed a blessing to us that we have this opportunity to hear words from our beloved wonderful day of fun and learning and mabuhay.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome, Mr. Ray Galarpe, one of the top performing students of BEd. Let's give him a virtual round of applause for that heartfelt message. So before we dive into the next part of our program, we will be having the first question and answer portion as what I have told you a while ago that we will be having question and answer portion. So for this round, to answer the question, please use the code Q&A1. Once again, the code for our first question is Q&A1. And of course, you must have to comment that down on the chat box below. The first question that we will be having today will be determined by our technical committees assigned for each links. So we hope all of you will really participate for this question and answer portion. So first question that we'll be having today, give at least 2 words to describe yourself as a future teacher. Once again, give at least 2 words to describe yourself as a future teacher. So once again, the code for this one will be Q&A1 and then your answer.
This time, before we dive into a more serious matter, let us first hit our energy levels up as we reminisce the journey of BEd students, a new learning modality vis-a-vis the TEP history and achievements prepared by our own moderators. Okay, that was a goosebump presentation. Parang kailan lang, no? Now, before we get to know to our research speaker, for today, we will give to you the second question. The code for this one is Q and A 2, then your answer. Don't forget the code Q and A, then number 2, then your answer. The second question is, why do you think teachers are still dauntless when we are now in the midst of pandemic? Again, why do you think teachers are still dauntless even we are now in the midst of pandemic? Now, and finally, to introduce our resource speaker, let us welcome Ms. Sherry Takbubu to introduce the resource speaker.
Once again, good morning, everyone. By the way, I'm Cherry El Takbubu, and I'm so excited to introduce our guest speaker for today. Why I'm so excited? Because her talk is very relevant to all of us. She will give us an insight about positive discipline approach, start of DTR. Okay? So just a brief background. Our guest speaker for today graduated Bachelor of Science in Biology in Mindanao State University, main campus. Also, she finished her master's degree in Mindanao State University with a course of Master of Science Education, major in General Science, and she finished her doctorate in Bukidnon State University main campus with a course of Doctor of Philosophy in Science Education, major in Biology. She is currently teaching in Mologan National High School, handling grade 12 SEM Shran. She is an outstanding teacher in school year 2020 to 2021 in the division of El Salvador City and recognized at the regional level. An outstanding rating in individual performance or IPCRF in the past 4 years. She is a DepEd Region 10 TV-based instruction broadcaster, a Division TV-based instruction trainer, a DepEd El Salvador City radio-based instruction broadcaster, and a research contributor in the Research Congress at the division and regional levels from 2019 to 2021. Applause to Miss Liberty E. Tanyo. Let's give a virtual round of applause to Miss Liberty E. Tanyo.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am, we
hear?
can hear
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Okay. So I'm so happy that you have invited me in this webinar series. And for a while, I'll be presenting my presentation. And please bear with me because my internet is having a low bandwidth right now. And I hope you will enjoy learning while watching my video. And reserve your question after my presentation. Okay, for a while, I will present my presentation. Presentation check muna. Can you hear my video?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ayan, so while Mom Liberty is still preparing her presentation, we would like to remind everybody that the attendance link for your participation today is now available on the comment box below. So check them, guys, and fill them out because that will be the basis that you attended the seminar or the webinar today. And of course, once again, we would like to remind everybody to always be mindful and respectful to the comments that we'll be giving on the comment box below. And again, if you have questions, queries, and if you want to share ideas, reserve them because we'll be having an open forum right after the presentation of Ma'am Tanyo. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a resounding virtual round of applause to our guest speaker for today. We have Miss Liberty Tanyo.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, for a while. Okay, this is entire screen, ma'am. How about that one, ma'am? The laptop. Okay. Is it okay, ma'am? Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Pwede ba ni siya tab, ma'am ba? Kaning presentation tab. Try sa.
Ma'am Liberty, good morning.
Morning.
Uploaded and mag-imo ang talk sa YouTube, ma'am.
Hindi siya ma-upload, ma'am, kay taas bitaw siya, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ay, saha.
Ayan, so while Ma'am Liberty is still preparing her presentation today, I will read some of the comments from our participants today. We have Miss Precious Charm Ragandan, according to her, for her answer for the question and answer number 2. Because we are called to touch lives and a role to mold and build dreams to every beings. Wow. And of course, we also have Mr. Rogelito Kumama, Q&A 2. Love, knowledge, and appreciate who give knowledge. Ayan. Thank you so much, guys, for your comments and for answering our question and answer for today. Again, please do not forget to always use our code for every questions that we'll be giving. And of course, I will read also to all of you the answers of our participants for the question number 1. According to Meijin Cloma, Q&A 1, fighter and flexible na. Grabe naman si Meijin Cloma. Fighter talaga si Meijin at saka flexible. Of course, we are in the midst of pandemic. Expected na ang future teachers ng Pilipinas ay napaka-flexible talaga. Yes. And of course, according to Gerald Sueco, Q&A 1, innovative and resourceful. Of course, no, especially that you are a product of Inito College, you must have to be innovative and resourceful. And according to Miss Cleo Femino, BEd 2 Group 2, good morning everyone. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out, according to Robert Collier, Laban Tanan. Yes, thank you so much, Miss Cleofi, for that wonderful quote for all of us. Ayan, so I guess Ma'am Tanya is still preparing her presentation today. So I will continue reading the answers from our participants. Ayan. So according to Rochelle Angeli Sakay Vedra, Q&A 2, teachers are dauntless in the midst of pandemic, for teachers are one of the frontliners where they could be a great help to keep the education system going. So learning doesn't stop even if there's a pandemic. Yes, indeed, Rochi Angeli Sakai. Yes, even if there is a pandemic, of course, the learning or education system of the Philippines should always be alive, no? Alive na alive dapat. Of course, according to Ms. Anna Lu Francis, Q&A 2, as a teacher are opt to be leaders of the community, he or she must be brave in ensuring the community that whatever problems we are facing, we can rise together and we can always find solution to every uncertain difficulties. Yes, of course. No, thank you so much, Ms. Anna Lu, for sharing your thoughts and ideas for our question number 2. Okay, so let me just go back to question number 1. We have participants. I guess this is from first year. Q&A 1, according to Miss Chisel May Mejino, her answer is passionate and optimistic. Wow, napakagaling naman ng ating mga future educators. Ayan, so I guess Miss Tanya is now ready for her presentation. Once again, let's give you to the virtual floor. Our guest speaker for today, Miss Liberty Tanyo.
Okay na siya, ma'am? Hello po. Okay, mag-live na lang ako, ma'am. Yung nag-delete siya more fix. you, ma'am.
There you go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker for today for the first webinar series of our um webinar, yeah, no, entitled Transformative Education. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a virtual round of applause to Miss Liberty Tanyo. So again, if you have questions, queries, if you have suggestions, and if you want to share some ideas to our guest speaker, please reserve them because we will be having a question and answer or open forum after the presentation of Ma'am Liberty. Ayan. So we hope all of you guys will really participate because especially to the first year up to the third year students, because you guys will really experience the things that we have experienced right now, no? Kung pag hindi pa ho mawawala itong pandemic na ito, of course, you will also no experience these things. So please observe guys, no, kung ano yung pinagagawa namin dito ngayong araw na ito. We hope all of you will really be inspired, all of you will be motivated to continue what we have started because ayan nga, so same with the answers of our participants, no, to the question number 2. Kahit ho mayroong pandemic, of course, we should always continue the burning fire of education. Ayan, hindi ho mahihinto ang pag-educate natin ng ating mga sarili even if there's a pandemic. So I guess Ma'am Tanya is now ready. So we'll give the virtual floor to Miss Liberty Tanyo. Ayan. Ganito na ganito talaga guys pag live yung ating webinar, no? Especially that we are in the Philippines, the signal is not that good, but still, ayan, magpapatuloy ho ang ating webinar series and I guess Ma'am Tanya is now ready, so let's give her another virtual round of applause.
Sorry for the So, live na lang. Okay. So, good morning once again. And it's my pleasure that you have invited me in this webinar series. And before I will talk about my topic, okay, you have already introduced me, but I will introduce myself first. I'm Liberty Teneo, and I'm connected at Muluga National High School right now and a part-time teacher in Itaw College. And I have 9 years experience in teaching here in the senior high, and somehow I can give justice on this topic about positive discipline in everyday teaching. Okay, positive discipline in everyday teaching were made to the cooperation of the ENET, DepEd, and Save the Children Foundation. Okay, there are really others about the PDET, or the positive discipline in everyday teaching. The purpose of this is to help teachers apply a positive discipline approach in the classroom management. The primer outlines steps the teacher can follow the situation, then they can prefer in applying positive and non-violent discipline. So meaning, in positive discipline, the punishment is no, no. Okay? So these are the topic outline of the pre-death primer. I will be talking to you first the corporal punishment, the overview of the pre-death, and some examples that might help us to uh, do what we call that examples for us to know how to conduct positive discipline in everyday teaching. And the last one is conclusion. So first thing, I want you to answer this quiz. And broken a rule or create A, if this beating, B, bullying, C, corporal punishment. Can you write your answer on the chat box? Okay, may I see your answers? Okay, it's okay. You have a uh common answer. It's letter A. Are we sure? Any guess? Okay, let's answer this one. Okay, the answer is corporal punishment. Okay, so what is corporal punishment? Corporal punishment is any punishment in which physical force is used and intended to cause some degree of pain or discomfort. There are types of corporal punishment, like for example, physical. You inflict the student, okay? And I understand that you are in your internship right now, and be mindful that we are bound with the Deputy Order about Anti-Bullying Act and No to Violence. So another type of corporal punishment also with an implement, like for example, a whip, a stick, a belt, or anything that is hard to inflict the students. It's a no-no. Next is non-physical forms are punishment that belittle, humiliates, threaten. Like for example, o dili ka ni mumuon na ibagsak gid ta ka. So it's a punishment, is a corporal punishment. Even it is you will not inflict them, but non-physical form is also called as a corporal punishment. So next one. Okay, I would like you to answer this. It is a policy and guidelines on protecting children in school from abuse, violence, exploitation, discrimination, and bullying. This is what I say that we are bounded with this Deputy Order. Okay, can you answer this in your chat box? May I see? J. Wabi, choose letter A. Okay, Ray Galarpi, it's letter A. Yes, you're right. It's letter A. Deputy Order number 40 series of 2012. Okay, so what is this? These are the legal basis for prohibiting corporal punishment and practice of positive discipline. So we have this Deputy Order number 40 series of 2012, known as Policy and Guidelines on Protecting Children in School from Abuse, Violence, Exploitation, and Discrimination. because somehow the teachers violate these rules. Gone were the days when in our times, so daghan kaayo mga teachers, ang uban ibingbing nila ang dalunggan sa ilahang estudyante. But today, we can do it. Okay? Next one is debit order number 55.
Ayan. So sa presentation ni Ma'am Taneo, meron ho tayong question and answer portion. So please
Sorry for
participate.
the
There you go.
interruption. Oh my God. Okay. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I'm using my cellphone kasi kanina. So may nagtawag. So sorry. Okay, let's continue. So we have debit order number 55 series of 2013 known as RA 10627 or Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Another debit order number 18 series of 2015 known as Guidelines Procedure on the Management of Children at Risk and Children in Conflict with the Law. So in here, we can say that the students nowadays are protected by the government. Okay? Then teachers as a catalyst of change. So we must So, as catalyst of change, we must abide to these laws, or else we will be expelled in our work. Okay, now let's continue. Now, let's go to the overview of PDET, or positive discipline in everyday teaching. And I would like you to answer this one. It is an approach to teaching that helps children succeed and gives them the information they need to learn and support their development. And what is your answer? Kindly type it in your chat box. Okay, all of you got it right. It's positive discipline. Okay. So let's talk about this one because this is my topic, positive discipline. So positive discipline, it is an approach to teaching that helps children to become responsible, respectful, and resourceful members of their communities. Because that is really a goal. We're not teaching like instructing the students to doing right this, like that, doing the module. No, it's not just more of that we can offer to the students, right? Because we want them to become responsible and respectful and resourceful members on their time when they will become a professional. They will be productive citizen of the Philippines. It is really our long-term goals for our students, not just to pass the subject. It positive discipline, another way of getting that long-term goal is to do the positive discipline. That is why it's very important for us to know how to conduct positive discipline. Okay, positive discipline. Also, respect children's right to healthy development, protection from violence, and active participation in their learning. So, as teacher, we must, we must mold the students holistically. So dili gid sa yun mahimong maestra. For 9 years of teaching, I went to difficult time since primero nimo sa imong teaching, we are very idealistic. This is really you want them to do. But in reality, gusto mo silang mag-participate. Pero that time nga you are very ready, but they are not that ready. So you must adjust as teacher because we are older than them, and we must appreciate their differences. Next, okay, kindly answer this question. Passive discipline is it a long-term solution, a clear and consistent communication, consistent reinforcement, or all of the above? Okay, all of you got it right. Okay, it's letter D. It's all of the above. The positive discipline. So positive discipline in everyday teaching is about finding the long-term solution that develops students' own self-discipline. Mom, why is it long-term? Yes, because the students karon diha sila sa imuha, pero mo padayon po muna sila pag eskwela. So pag hantod mahuman sila eskwela, that is long term. Full. So dili lang gikan sa imuha as kindergarten teacher. Also for grade 1 teacher until to tertiary. So dapat tanan tang teacher makabalo unsaon pagkandak sa positive discipline so that that character, that values you want the students to become in the future will be cultivated. Dili niya malimtan na siya gidesign as resourceful and respectful and law-abiding citizen. Okay? Next, it is a clear and consistent communication. Yes, it's clear. You must, because in the positive discipline, it's not permitting the students doing what they want without the rules. No, it's not like that. In positive discipline, you must give a clear rule on an expectation for them so that they will abide. Okay. Next is consistent and reinforcement of your expectation. Yes, there must be a reinforcement. Next is based on knowing your students being fair. Yes, we must be fair at all times and aim at building a mutual respect relationship with your student. If you want them to become respectful, then you will also show respect to them. Okay, you model that values so that they will be the one to emulate you and respect you in return. Okay, PDET also or positive discipline, teaching students lifelong skills and fostering the love of learning. It's not that in your subject they learn like that, but sometimes it's academic only. But we as teacher, we give what we call as love to them, support your students for them to succeed. Next is teaching courtesy and non-violence, empathy, self-respect, and support to others. Yes, that's really our goal. Non-violent. We don't want that our students they become violent, right? Then increasing students' competence and confidence to handle academic challenges and difficult situation. Okay, these are uh, uh, things that involves positive discipline. So, in contrary, positive discipline is not a permissive by letting students do whatever they want. No, it's not like that. Having no rules. In positive discipline, we have rules also and limits and expectations to them. That is why it's very important in the first day of class where they come to know you, you must set your goals and rules and limitation or expectation to your students so that they will be aware kung asa na sila kutob. Okay? Then, it's very important in the first day of class, you will uh, make an activity like autobiography because you must profile your students. Like, for example, di ba, in the business, the customer is your consumer. You profile them. In education, our customer are our students. So we must profile them. We must know their differences and and ano ang kanilang pinanggagalingan. So that is very important to make a simple autobiography so that you will know the background of this particular student because they came to your school or came to your classroom with different character. So that's why nagid mo'y gitawag nga hindi pagkakaunawaan because they have different family backgrounds. So it's very important in the first day that you set your rules and you profile your students. You must know the background of your students. Okay, this one, kindly answer. The following are pedagogical principles of BEDET except one. Okay, I see your answer. Okay, Carl said that's letter C, punishment. And your answer is correct. Okay, punishment is not included in PDIT approach because positive discipline is not punishment. Corporal punishment and positive discipline is a different thing. Okay, it must be a holistic, strength-based, constructive, inclusive, proactive, and participatory. Now let's go to the building blocks of how you conduct the positive discipline. Okay? This one, take note of this because it's very important. Okay. We have here setting long-term goals. Next is providing warmth and providing structure. Then understanding child's development, recognizing individual differences in problem solving. This is how to do the positive discipline. Okay, we will examine this one by one. Okay, let's start from the bottom. It's setting the long-term goals. Okay? It start with the goal. Ito ang tinatawag na pangmatagalang layunin. Ano yung objectives na gusto mong ma-achieve ng estudyante in a long run? Yung para kung sila ang maging professional someday, anong gusto mong values that they will be carried on, okay, from you to their field of expertise. Like, for example, it is a long term. That's why it becomes a long term. It's more on the values that you want them to acquire. Okay? So, for example, if you want them to become respectful, okay, it's is a huge thing, right? Being respectful is not an easy. It cannot be attained overnight. Okay, so it's a long-term process. Okay, being a respectful citizen. Okay, so yung tinatawag na long-term goals. Teacher plays an important role in helping children become caring. If you want them to be caring, resilient, okay, or being respectful, okay, you must teach. You must walk your talk in here because they want them also to see it from you that you respect them so that they emulate that values to become respectful. Okay, it starts from us.
Hey there,
Okay,
great
next.
parent and awesome teacher.
Next block is what we call as providing warmth and providing structure. So what are these? So providing warmth, it's more on how you show your love to your students. Paano natin ipadaramdam sa kanila ang pagmamahal. Just for example, listening to them. Okay? Listening to them, encouraging them when they have difficulties. Okay? During this time, they are at home, they're doing their module, and they have some difficulties, okay, in answering the module. So how could you act with that? With providing warmth to them. Since children learn best when the environment is warm and safe and caring. That's really important. Dili ba bitaw nga manhi siya sa eskwelahan, nahadlok daan siyang advisor. Munang usahay mo absent ang bata because of that. Because gireprimanan nimo sila daan. You are being judgmental, okay, to them without knowing their background. Ang imo lang kay na late sila permanente, but you don't know bakit palagi silang nalilate. So, kailangan mo talaga dito sa positive discipline, don't react, just respond. Respond in a situation that the students will not be humiliated. Okay? You provide warmth to your students. Next is providing structure. In here, it's providing guidance and information like we want the students to become. We must give them examples for them to know how. Just for example, if they bullied each other, you can give an information about anti-bullying act, that their acts violates that rule. So it's just providing the information to the students that need in order to succeed academically and behaviorally. Okay. Next one. Okay. Can you see that one? Providing warmth and providing structure is on the same level, because you cannot say that it's this is information, but you're not giving a love. So kailangan sabayan. Okay, you will give the information, and you will also give sympathy or love to your students. Kaya level lang, balance ang providing warmth. Next is understanding the child's development and identifying their differences. From there, okay, if you have the problem, you must know the differences or the stage of development these students are. Like, for example, if I am a teacher in a kindergarten, so kailangan kong mag-adjust sa kanila. Hindi sila ganong mag-a-adjust sa akin kasi hindi gaano nila na lalaman kung ano ang talagang dapat gawin, because their brain is not that developed in this stage. So, kailangan i-lead pa nimo sila. Okay? As kindergarten. It's different also when you are in the senior high or in the junior high school because in the statistics, di ba, yung grade 8 at grade 9, ito talaga yung mga estudyante na napakalikot, marami, mas gusto nilang independent sila. So, in that way, so kailangan sa yan ng level, alam mo kung paano mo i-handle yung situation depending upon the stage of development of your students. Okay, that's very important. And the last one is the problem solving. Okay, if you encounter students that very noisy, misbehave in your classroom, and we must take note that we will not react, okay, and being the judgmental to them, but we must choose problem solving. We must solve the problem, okay, using the positive discipline, and do not be punitive or do not punish them because you react in that situation because you are stressed. So it's a no-no. Okay, I will give you some examples of responding with positive discipline. Okay, this one. Okay, a group of learners at the back of the room are whispering. Okay, can I choose someone who will what we call that? Read this one. Okay, may I hear from Axisel? Can you read that one, Axisel? So that we will have an interaction.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
can you read that one for me? Thank you.
A group of learners at the back of the room are whispering to each other, laughing and disrupting the class. You have told them to settle down, but they continue to make noise and distract the other learners. You really need that salary increase, but you won't get it if sorry ma'am sa kuan ma'am sa kanang sa mga mga sakyanan nga gakuan saba
Okay, just
you,
continue.
you really need the salary increase, but you won't get it if these learners won't focus on their work.
Okay, can we continue this one?
You ask them calmly to be quiet, but other learners are beginning to join in on the laughing. You begin to feel that you're losing control of the class. There is very little time left for them to study. If you, if they don't excel, you will not be promoted or get your salary increase.
Okay, I want you to ask this question for you. Okay, may I answer me? Okay, what is happening to your body at that time if you're experiencing that situation?
Nag kuan akong kamot ma'am nagkuan siya kanang ni na siya kanang ni sabay pud siya og kuan ma'am while kanang gabasa ko.
So, what is happening to your voice in that scenario?
Na kuan ma'am kanang while gabasa ma'am na ang akong voice na kuan siya kanang ang akong voice ma'am kanang murag nagkuan siya sa pinakalas bitaw ma'am na siya kanang kuan siya og story kanang
I want you to imagine if you are the one acting in that scenario, so students will not cooperate. So what
Ma'am?
do you do?
Okay, in that scenario, you are reading earlier, di ba, ang mga estudyante hindi mag-cooperate sa iyo kasi they are busy with something. So, ano kaya ang mangyayari sa iyo? What are you feeling emotionally in that time? Kung ikaw yung teacher.
Makuan ma'am kay kanang murag malain kay kanang wala sila maminaw pero as a teacher ma'am mangita ka og kanang way para manguan magkuan sila sa ako maminaw sila sa ako
Okay.
mga strategy ma'am mga strategy.
Okay, that's why it's very important to know positive discipline. Okay, so hold on. I have another question for you. In this situation, this is
Okay? You are stressed because of that situation that the students do not cooperate. So you want the students to change their behavior now, right? And you are in emotional state of frustration, anger, and powerlessness. It's normal. And you try to force the students to change their behavior through regaining the power and control because you are a teacher. Oy, teacher ko, kailangan good maminaw mo sa kuang. So sometimes, because of the stress, the teacher would tend to react, okay, without or they are being judgmental to the student. So that's why ang reaction sa student as a teacher in this matter is mag-violent. So pwede siya mag-shout, unsa ba kayang buhaton that will force the student to cooperate, and that is a not a good practice. So this one is a typical stress response. First is shouting, next is threatening, sending students out of the room like, gawas, how adere? Diba? Inana gyud kay ka, pabian kay ka. So which is not good. Diba? Calling the students name, Juan, ngano inana ka? Diba? You are very judgmental. Making the students stand in the corner. Okay, stand up. Okay, for an hour. Okay, dili po na maayo. Next is criticize. Okay. Everything is in the brain. Okay. In the brain, we have what we call as thinking or reasoning centers. And we have also emotional centers. Okay. So what are the function of these two? The thinking and reasoning centers, because our brain has two hemispheres, we have the left and the right, and the thinking reasoning, right? For example, this one is the thinking reasoning, and this one is emotional centers. If you can see me in my camera, okay, this is the thinking reasoning centers, the frontal lobe, and when you are stressed, it will flip, and the emotional centers will manifest. So meaning the emotional centers when you are stressed will what they call overcome your thinking. That is why you react immediately without thinking. So ang dali ra mo i-react is shouting, "Hoy, anak ginayin ka," because you are dominated by your emotion. So this one, it's child behavior. So the stress coming from the child's behavior and the teacher's response also differs. So how do you reconnect your thinking brain to your feeling brain? It is very important. Before you solve the problem, just take a look at yourself. If your thinking brain and feeling brain is connected. Because if you were stressed, okay, mas stressed ayun ka, ang mahitabo, imo silang makasabaan. Right? So kailangan your thinking and feeling brain is reconnected. So, how to reconnect your thinking and emotional centers? Okay, first one is deep breathing. Okay, it's very important to know how to do deep breathing. Is inhale and exhale. Next is movement. Like you can shake your hands, you can stand up, or roam around, or to calm yourself. Okay, you can turn your head up, down, left and right. That is movement. Okay? And it is the easiest and quickest way to self-regulation. Okay? We can teach also these strategies to our learners so that we can co-regulate them. Okay? They will also calm down. If they see that you manage that situation by calming down yourself, then they might emulate you. Okay? Hello po. Sorry for
You're
the
audible, ma'am.
distraction. Okay. Next is, let's imagine this one. The years pass, and now imagine that your student is a professional. Okay. You learn that they are grown up. Okay. Then they are 25 years old now, and your school is who's hosting a reunion. Many of your former learners plan to attend. And take a moment to imagine what your learners will look like at this age. Okay? Next is, what kind of people do you hope they will be? And what accomplishment do you hope they will have? Okay, I want you to answer this. I will give you this one as your homework. And what kind of relationship do you hope they will have? Am I muted?
You're audible,
Hindi niyo ako
ma'am.
marinig. Hello po?
We hear you loud and clear, ma'am.
Loud and clear, ma'am. We have just a problem for the first year nga link. Kaya wala sila audio.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay, let's continue. Then what feelings and memories do you hope they have for you? So let's reflect on these questions. So what kind of relationship do you hope they will have? Okay. Next one. Then let's see if your students that are professional gain what we call as the long-term goal. Are they respectful? Okay, they can make wise decision, or they are kind in that moment, or are they honest? These are what we call the long-term goals that we want them to become. That is why you are implementing positive discipline. So, will physical and humiliating punishment help in achieving these goals? The answer is no. We cannot achieve this goal to be that the students become respectful if we are punitive. It's the way we react to short-term stress often interferes with a long-term goals. That is really the problem because we are reacting because we are stressed, but it interferes our long-term goals. So for example here, our long-term goals is we want them to build self-esteem, but you as teacher always criticize them. Okay, you are hampering the long-term goals. Like for example, we want them to become teaching non-violent, but they see you slapping the face of their classmate. It's not a way of disciplining. Another long-term goals, we want them to be inspiring and happy memories of school and of you, but you're always embarrass them. So embarrassing are what they call as corporal punishment, and the long-term goals will be achieved when we use the positive discipline. So change short-term challenges into opportunities to work towards the long-term goals. So short-term challenges provide prime opportunities to teach students how to manage stress, handle conflict respectfully, consider other people's feeling, and achieve their goals without harming. Okay. We will have this another example. If you are a kindergarten teacher or elementary, so how can you handle this one? I want Joy. Joy, can you read the scenario for me? Joy, can you hear me?
Excuse me, ma'am. Joy Bolton or Jessie Joy?
Oh, Jessie Joy. Okay, Jessie Joy na lang. Okay, Jessie Joy, can you read?
Okay. Practice. It has been 1 month since the beginning of the school year, but your female kindergarten learner can only finish 20% of the worksheets she is required to finish at the end of each week. Because she can only sit at her desk at home for a few minutes at a time.
If you are the teacher of this child, Joy, okay, this pupil, how will you react with this?
I react with this situation, ma'am, is feeling I will feel that I am not a effective teacher.
Okay, what will you do that this pupil will finish their worksheet on time? So ano kayang gagawin mo?
So I will find it strategy, ma'am. Like nag-offense kanang i-hands-on ano itong peer teaching, ma'am, na kami lang duha. A session sa akong learners nga murag slow learners.
Okay, thank you for that answer.
Yes, ma'am.
And in that way, you give what we call as providing warmth and structure. That is an example of providing warmth and structure. First here, we will go back to the PDET. Okay, the PDET, di ba, ang nasa sa taas is problem solving. Here, we will not react or we will not judge the students right away. Nga, bugok yun ning bata, dili ka balo. So no. It's not the way it is. So it is positive discipline, finding the root cause of the problem. So from the top, it's problem solving. Diba? So then,
we will go down. Di ba, ang second stage is, so let's go back there. The second stage is understanding the self, the stages. Di ba? Okay, this one. Problem solving, the problem is they cannot complete their assignment. Then, recognize the individual differences. So, hindi natin i-judge yung estudyante. So, i-recognize natin yung child's development. Okay, this is kindergarten. So, maybe, in that stage of development, di ba, madali silang maboard. So, having the modules lamang, walang nagtuturo sa kanila, or meron silang parents, pero mas iba talaga yung teacher yung nagtuturo sa kanila. So, we expect that they are being bored while doing their module. Next is providing warmth. So, anong gagawin natin? We understand that one, na ganun talaga sila. Then, we provide warmth. That's your example. So, you make up, you're providing warmth. You give love, you give a support to the students. Not judging them nga bulok sila, but you're giving intervention. Like, do you want me to help you? Right. That's the good thing you must do in this situation, Jessie Joy. And you provide the structure. So this is how you do it. Okay? Tingnan natin kung saan ka na mali or bakit hindi mo na-attain yung perfect score or ganyan. So that is really how provide the warmth and structure. Then, setting the long-term goals. Ang ating goal dito is that the students is, we want them to become focused in their studies. Yun talaga yung goal natin. Na makuha nila yung, ma-learn nila yung nasa module. So, that is the setting the long-term goals. So, paano nila makukuha yung long-term goals na gusto mo nga ma-focus sila? Hindi ka mag-provide ng warm structure, you will not understand their differences, and you will not see the root cause of the problem. Sabi nga nila, when you know the root cause of the problem, you are what they call that, solving the problem halfway. And that's the good thing you will do. It's provide intervention to them. Madali lang man talaga ang positive discipline. Okay, ang una talaga sa positive discipline, if this is really the problem, first and foremost, you must reconnect your mind, the thinking and emotional brain, because it's very important. Kasi baka stress ka sa inyong house pa at madadala mo yun sa classroom. Kaya, you are reacting violently. Like for example, ang bata, dili niya ma-perfect or dili niya makuha o nagtulog-tulog lang ang bata, that ikaw na-stress na kadaan. So, if you're thinking, ang thinking o emotional thinking is not reconnected, so mahitabuan na, ma-shout nimo ang bata. You become judgmental to them. Ikaw, kung hindi ka sila kang tulog-tulog. But, kailangan, we must choose problem solving. We must know the root cause of that problem. So it's very important to really know how to conduct positive discipline. Okay. So let's consider this one, how children think in the stage. So, dali lang sila ma-board. So next one. Okay. This. Can I have Joy Buntag? Is the last example. Okay, can you read it for me?
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, guys. You are conducting your online class for grade 8 learners who are currently doing a short exercise. Some of your learners have finished early, and you notice that the comment box is very active with messages, with one female learner using harsh and hurtful language directed to another female learner.
Okay, Joy. If you are the teacher in that scenario, what will you do? How you react or respond to that situation?
Well, for that, ma'am, first before starting the lesson, you should implement rules and regulation for para malimit ang ilaang mga conversation bitaw man kung virtual classes lang, so that they will know what they are doing or the limitation. Then pag still they're doing that, you should warn them not to do again.
Okay, that's the good thing. Okay. Okay, may I ask another, Jessie Joy? Kasi kayo lang yung nakikita ko dito. Okay, Jessie Joy, can you give another response to that situation?
Just like what Joy Bontag said, ma'am, before you conducted a class session, so you need to implement first a house rules before you proceed your lesson, and then kanang always should be keep in mind that every time nga na yung mga harsh comments, so maybe kanang after the class you can talk to them privately. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. You will talk to them privately. Okay, good. Okay. In that moment, and that your thinking and emotional brain is well connected. First, dili kadali ma-stress dapat. If not, take a moment to reconnect. Because if sometimes if they are not connected, we cannot our thinking skill dili kayo mugana because ma-overpower siya sa emotion. So kailangan calm. Okay? Calm yourself. Okay? Pandi na bullying. Okay, next. State the problem without judging them. Okay? First, do not judge the person, do not judge the student, nga kanigid siya, bully gid kaini siya nga bata. No. This first, dito sa taas, problem solving. Let's look at what are the root cause. Then, state the problem, listen to the student's point of view. Like for example, yes, tama tong sa imo ha, ipatawag nimo siya, then let's do a conversation. So, what happened? So, anong ginawa mo? Just for example, mag-ingon ang bata nga, Ma'am, sorry kaayo, it's just a joke, nothing serious about that. Kay usahay na naman nila hang alibay, na joke lang to ma'am. Okay? Cannot hurt. But you can say, so i-paraphrase nimo iyahang istorya. You can say that langga or kami kasi dito sa DepEd, we are used to saying langga or anak. Nak kadtong imong gibuhat na kabalo man jud ka nga dili to maayo. Sa imo joke lang to, but the other classmate may perceive it as bullying. Did you know na nga you violate the rules of Anti-Bullying Act? So sa nimo ang iyahang istorya gibuhat area. Then express your point of view. That is your point of view. You gave a warm and you gave also structure information to the student nga dili pud siya ma-open. Okay? You give the Anti-Bullying Act para makasabot siya nga iyang gibuhat dili maayo. Okay? So then brainstorm the solution together. So maingon din ka nga na unsa kay maayo na to buhaton. Kay gihimo naman to nimo, unsa kay maayo na tong buhaton para masolusyonan ni. Kay nasakitan gid ang imong classmate tungod sa imong gibuhat. So, unsa kay buhaton niya? So, moingon din siya. So, do not impose nga ikaw maingon nga, okay, mag-shake hands mo and everything will be fine. That's the old scenario sa una nga mato sa principal's office na mag-shake hands and everything will be fine. Sama dahil sa PDEP sa kanila
Kasi meron na itong ginawa na ito ng Save the Children Foundation. Para sa kanila, naniniwala silang hindi yon ang solusyon. Okay? Hindi yung mabisang solusyon sa pangyayaring yon. Kasi kailangan, hindi mo ipo-force yung bata to do something. To do it. Dapat bukal sa loob nila na maghingi ng tawad. Hindi yang napipilitan kasi sinabihan mo na humingi ka ng tawad. That is the standard of PDET. Okay? You will not force the students of doing this. Okay? Then, if, for example, sabi ng estudyante na, maghihingi ako ng tawad, ma'am. Okay. Bukal sa kanyang loob na maghingi ng tawad sa kanyang classmate. So, that's very good. Then, evaluate if yung solution na sabi niya are working or not. Okay? So, that's it. So, kung nag-work naman na pinatawad din siya at hindi na siya nagbubuli from that on, so, meaning, you attain what we call as the long-term goal. Because the long-term goal, ang gusto natin dito, is maging sila sa isa't isa. So, puhon-puhonin mo sila profession, acquire that long-term goal, nag-set natin sa kanila that they will become respectful if they are someday, when they are the one to become a teacher or any professional degree. Okay? Next, in working a group of learners, guide them on brainstorming solution together as a class also. Pwede po na nga i-gather nimo sila, nimo about the situation nga dili ni maayo, pero dili nimo siya i-criticize tong bata. But you set an example nga dapat dili na mahitabo puhon. Okay, sa inyong online class. That's how the PDET or the positive discipline implemented in the classroom. Okay? Then we will ask also the help of the parents in pwede po mag-help tag as sa DSWD or ask the help of the PNP. Okay, marami na kaming case dito na hindi na talaga namin makaya dito sa school. Okay, ginakuha na mo siya refer na mo siya sa PNP. Okay, pwede gihapon because we are in authority. So, mo calm down ng bata, isag flare up na siya o gabi niya kasuko, basta makita niya ang mga tao nga nasa authority, maistoryahan siya, mo calm down na siya. Okay? So, dapat let's do it kanang dili yun perfectly, but let's do it in the right way, using the positive discipline. So in conclusion, if we are experiencing stress, okay, that you can see bad behavior to the students, it's maybe a sign also that the students are stressed sa imuha, stressed sa ilang module, siguro, or frustrated, and we must understand them. Okay? Nga lahat ng behavior, meron itong pinanggagalingan. Dapat tukuyin natin ang root cause nito at bigyan natin ng solusyon. Mura siya, Glenny Robredo, bigyan ng solusyon. Rather than reacting quickly and being judgmental right away. Okay? Kailangan, as a teacher, appeal gina na to, package na sa tuwa, giharta, nga maunawain, kita, maunawain. Natay taas nga pasensya, lain sa profession nga uban, kay diha naman sila sa office, but kita, we're dealing with our students, so we must be maunawain, understanding na natanan ang trait and values that you want them to have in the future. Murag ikaw ang idol model sa bata, nga akong ma'am, inana akong maestra. Okay? They will be proud nga nakasabot sila ug naka-learn sila ana nga values and they can carry it out sa someday kung sila na pud ang ma-teacher. So disclaimer lang, it's not really the perfect design. Today wala man no such thing as perfect, but this design is work in progress. If you will really implement that one, then you will see the meron talaga siyang effect. Okay? It doesn't happen overnight. Oh, kana nga pag-implement, do it one step at a time, and track your progress also, and be connected with your co-teachers, or kung yun sa nila pag-implement ang what we call as positive discipline. Because from there, you can understand and you can learn yun sa po nila sa ilang station, yun sa nila pag-handle ang kanina situation using the positive discipline. It's not ikaw lang ang naka-learn, but you can learn scenarios or situations also from the other co-teachers or other schools nga nag-implement sa PDET. That is why in the Department of Education, gina-train yun ang mga teacher to about positive discipline, and I also understand nga you are someday mahimo mo teacher, and don't forget about this positive discipline, how to conduct this one. So, salamat kayo, mayong buntag, and that ends my presentation. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Ma'am Liberty Itaneo. We have learned so much from you this day. So these learnings will surely help us aspiring teachers not to raise our quality standards that will also empower us to boost our competencies to teach our learners in the future to become responsible and respectful members of the community. Once again, let's give Ma'am Taneo a virtual round of applause because we couldn't have done this successfully without you, ma'am. Yes, and of course, to my fellow students and teachers who spare their time and effort to attend this seminar, let's give ourselves a resounding round of applause as well. Ayan. So before we proceed to the next part of our program, which is the open forum, let's give first Ma'am Taneo a short break because this time we will be checking if you guys listened to the topic of Ma'am Taneo about the positive discipline approach. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be giving to you the question number 3, and this will be the final question of the day. So again, the code for this one is Q&A3, and then your answer. Again, the code for this one is Q&A and 3, and then your answer. The question number 3 is, as an aspiring teacher, how do you practice or execute positive discipline approach to your class? Again, as an aspiring teacher, how do you practice or execute positive discipline approach to your class? Once again, the code for this one is Q&A 3, and then your answer.
Now, let's proceed to our next part about the orientation. But before we proceed, we will have first a brain teaser game. But before we start again, to answer the gibberish question, a phrase will appear on screen with a 10-second timer. You will need to guess the gibberish word using the clue before the time is up. After the timer is over, the correct answer will be shown on screen to be checked if your answer is correct. And lastly, do not forget to type your answer in the chat box. Again, do not forget to type your answer in the chat box.
There you have it, guys. Thank you so much for participating. We have a lot of participants who answered the gibberish words. Ayan. So nakikita ho namin ang mga answers ninyo. So this time, we will be announcing the winners for the Q&A 1 up to the Q&A 3. So for the question and answer portion number 1, ayan, with the question, give at least 2 words to describe yourself as a future teacher. The first to answer the first question is Mr. Patrick Pagutayaw, Miss Princess Dadole, Mr. Joselito Monsales, and Miss Karen May Palomo. Palakpakan naman dyan for our 4 winners for the first question. Ayan, congratulations. Again, ang basihan po nito ay kung sino ho ang first na mag-answer ng question. So we have people who monitored each of the links. Ayan. And of course, for the question number 2, ayan, ano ba yung question number 2? Wait muna. Ito ang question number 2. Why do you think teachers are still dauntless even when we are now in the midst of pandemic? Ayan yung question number 2 natin. So the winners for the question number 2 are Ray Galarpe, Cleofi Mino, Claire Umpok, and Girly Joy Evangelista. There you go. Palakpakan naman to our 4 winners for the question number 2. And finally, for the question number 3, before we witnessed or before we saw the gibberish words, ayan. So first, who answered the question number 3 are Miss Eraldine Sapilita, Carol Verano, and Mary Joy Sakay. Congratulations to the 3 of you. Palakpakan naman dyan for our 3 winners for the last and final question. So this time, ladies and gentlemen, as what we have mentioned a while ago, we will be having an open forum with regards to the topic that we have for today. So this is the first day of our webinar. So this is the open forum. So I guess we still have Ma'am Liberty Taneo in our link. So ma'am, maybe you can answer the questions from our participants. And for us to have a better interaction, we will open the virtual floor to those students who would like to raise their questions, queries, and suggestions regarding the topic. So please type your questions in the chat box, or you can also raise your hand and wait for the host and link in charge to recognize you. So anybody from the first year, whoever is assigned for the first year link, do they have questions, suggestion, or query to our speaker or for the topic that we have today? Miss Tilme Agosto, please. The first year students, do they have questions? They have questions?
So far, wala.
How about suggestions, queries, sharing of ideas for the first year students? Wala din? I guess wala, no? So let's proceed with the second year. How about the second year? People who assigned for the link of the second year, do they have questions, suggestion, queries to the topic that we have today?
Wala man dan.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Christine, for that response. How about for the third year? Third year students, people who are assigned for the link of the third years, do they have questions, suggestion, queries regarding the topic?
So far, wala dan.
Okay, thank you so much for that response. So let's check the link of the fourth year. Meron ho bang mga questions dito or suggestions? Ayan, mag-backread ho ako. I guess there are no questions, suggestions, and queries regarding that topic. So thank you so much, guys, for participating to the question and answer portion. And again, if you have suggestion, queries, and question regarding the topic, please feel free to comment them at the comment box below.
Dan, I question si Mary Joy Sak.
Okay, so go ahead, Stel. What is that question?
And from fourth year student Mary Joy Sakay,
Yung
kindly
question.
read in the chat box.
Yan, nasa chat box, Dan.
Ayan, so nababasa ko na ho ang question ni Miss Mary Joy Sakay. So Ma'am Liberty Taneo, this question is from Miss Mary Joy Sakay. Ma'am, unsaon ni pagkabalo if ang imong student is special? So again, ma'am, unsaon ni pagkabalo if ang imong student is special?
Okay. There are things to consider. Kung special, kanus at the ingog special na siya. If you have intervention muna, like for example, kasi yung mga tinatawag nating special, napod sila sa SPED ang uban, di ba? Pero na iba talaga na tinatawag nating kana bitang hyper kayo, ana I term ana. Okay, it is also special, but the hyper lang sila, but they can understand man gihapon sa ilahang lesson. Okay, munang naa sila sa regular class. Kilaing gid nang kanang mga dagi autism, so laing gid na mga kuanida sa SPED class. Pero how would you know? First and foremost, matang ingon nako na kailangan o ADHD, kailangan sa first sa imuhang klase pa lang, sa opening of class, you will evaluate them one by one. So, nagkika-profiling that this one, then makita po nimo ang track record from the elementary, then namang gid na siya record sa you talk to the parents unsa ang iyang history ani. Okay? So, kung sa imong sa klase pa lang daan, first pwede nimo introduce nimo sila one by one. Next is you can have the autobiography or makita nimong history sa bata. Or next, you can also call the parents, okay, talk to them kung unsay profile anang ilahang bata. So that you can judge them that they are special. And if you know that that is special na si ADHD, you must know how to kanang interact with those things kanang nahitabo sa inyong klase nga mo mukalitra siya ka hyper inana kay tungod kay nakabalo na kasi ang history na ganida siya naanay siya pagka hyper, so kabalo na ka mo deal. So that's how you make things improper na right away dili ta mo judge kani bugok gini siya kani kanang kiatan o na, because naalang siguro na silang genes nga ana gid sila ang characteristic ana siya nga bata. So magaingon kita special kung mabalaan man ginato una sa dagway, sa panagway, the way he act, ang character nga ipagawas niya sa inyong sa class. Kay sometimes kung mga normal nga mga bata, makita man ginato nga kani normal man gid sila. Kay murag muna'y permit mo makita, but makita gid mo kani siya na disability, na something sa iyaha. So mag-focus ka sa iyaha nga ma-address to nimo siya. Like for example, naapog ko'y special ni siya in the sense nga di siya ka basa sa letter sa board because yung na siya something sa iyang mata. Pareha siya genes sila, hereditary, sila tanan igsuon kanang makabasa siya pero mo adto siya sa panggit sa board. Tan-awon niya isa-isa ang letter ay sa pa niya makit-an. So in ana nga case dapat imo gyud siyang i-address ingnon gid nimo ang imong mga estudyante daan nga munay case ani nga student kay para dili nila mabuli. So kung ma-inform na sila nga ana di ang kaso ana niya kay wala man tay mahimo kay hereditary man. So we must address na lang nga dili gid siya mabuli. Okay. Apoy uban sa amoa dire na ay kanang wala siya kamot like kanang migawas nang siya nga sa diri sa world nga kanang kuan siya wala siya kamot isa left hand, wala siya left to nga dili siya mabuli kanang gid ang atong iwasan nga tungod ana ilang makapansanan mabuli sila sa school. So that's how you conduct if this is special or not a student.
Ayan, so thank you so much, Ma'am Taneo, no, for answering the question of Miss Mary Joy Sakay. So in general, Miss Mary Joy, yes, yeah, yes, of course, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Ayan, thank you so much, Ma'am Ella, no, for the additional
Okay,
information. So,
actually that conducted.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, this PDET or positive discipline is not only applicable for teachers, also for parents. So usually, DepEd conducted also webinars, okay, for PDET for the parents, especially right now that the students are learning at home. So sila man ang ato gitawag nga home learning partner. So kaning PDET or positive discipline can be applied in any kanang situation, or pwede sa teacher, pwede sa parents, or anybody nga na gusto niya na siya ma-attain anak nga goal para anak nga bata or kana nga estudyante.
Ayan, so thank you so much, Ma'am Ella and Ma'am Liberty, no, for that answer. So this time, I'm gonna read to you. We have a second-year student who shared her insights regarding the topic in the person of Miss Rona Roa. So according to her, takeaways takeaways regarding the topic, specifically the PDET building block as part nga providing warmth. So as a learner and a future educator, warmth affects students academically, emotionally, and behaviorally. As teachers and adults, we are motivated to try, to learn from our mistakes, and do better next time when we are supported by those around us. Students also learn best when they feel respected, understood, trusted, and safe. Ayan. So thank you so much, Ms. Rowano, for sharing your insights. And we have a question from the third-year student, Miss Analu Francis. According to her, good morning, ma'am. What positive discipline can you suggest to a learner who doesn't want to answer their module? That learner seems to have a trauma just by hearing the word module.
Okay, based on my example, di ba? For example, kato siya nga ang bata dili niya makuha tanan or dili niya ma-ansiran tanan ang what they call, that's the module, the activities in the module. So you will not judge them as kani gid sila mga bugok gid ni sila, kani mga kwanhina gid ni sila. No, it's not just the way it is. So you must give intervention. Okay, the root cause of nganong dili man gyud siya makakuan sa module. Siguro pwede sila maingon nga nagtrabaho ko, ma'am. Next is daghan pud sila laing mo nga alibay, like for example, ma'am, kanang daghan kay work sa balay, dili lang pud na kana ako kayatiman. So in your GC, di ba nato yung mga group chat, so dito mag-PM ka siguro sa iya ha, you call him. So sa amuha diri sa DepEd, ang ginagamit namo is adtuon gid sa balay. Okay, home visitation. What happened? Okay, what went wrong? Tanaw na to imong module. Asa man gid ka kuan kay kani man gud gitawag ni siya nga sa amuha nami gitawag nga feedbacking sa among module. Once musulod mo anhi mo balik ang activities, then dili nimo siya makuan tanan, lagi ni slip nga kani siya nga activity wala nimo nahuman. Ibalik gid namo siya ang module with the feedback nga dapat mahuman na niya. Because by doing so, ang bata ma-remind siya nga hala ka gibalik sa ako meaning humanon gid ni nako. Okay, inana among ginakuan diri as animo namo. Okay, kung dili gid kaya nga i-remind siya permanente, kay sometimes kulang ang teacher pag-remind or pag-feedback. Makuha lang nato ang module but we are not feedbacking nga we wala din nimo nahuman. Okay, or kulang ang imong mga activities. Sometimes diha ang loophole. Dili nato makuan dayon ba kanang insigeda dayon nga atong ma-follow up. To follow up because we have 50 students, 60 students from each classroom na pagkud kay 7 classroom nga kuan attain ang pag-follow up man nimo. Pero kung sige nimo siya follow up or else adtuan gid nimo sa ilang balay para makita nimo ang root cause ito na aday siya gihimo gyud, then make an intervention. Pwede ka moingon nga asa dapit ka naglisod or unsay akong imong gusto nga ma-help nako sa imuha. In that way, you give warmth or support to the students nga ala wala gid ko pasagdi sa akong maestra. Okay? Like for example sa akong online class, I have online class sa ako ang mga bata. So ginahimo nako those nga walay mga laptop, okay? Come in school, I have free Wi-Fi and laptop for you. Na desktop diri mo mag-answer. So in that way katong wala di ay maka-cope up sa kita gyud dapat teacher must know unsa nga strategy or unsa atong buhaton at that time nga uy kulangan sa ginani. So kailangan dapat insigida po dayon atong mapunan to. Kay kung ato nang baliwalaon, ay wala ang module, anong wala kon okay ra ni nga wala ana i-zero lang na nga langga wala ka ani kailangan gid mo mahuman ni unsay kinahanglan nimo para mahuman ni like for example ma'am ang kuan ato kay TikTok ma'am di ko kabalog TikTok okay unsay buhaton nimo okay nakikaila nga mga kabalo mag TikTok then kani or kung namo unsa una nimo pag-handle ana nga situation we must be supportive and providing warmth to them so kailangan follow up in a challenging time.
Ayan, so thank you so much Ma'am Taneo no for that answer. So we hope na nasagot ho natin ang katanungan coming from the second year students. So we have a lot of questions today. Ang galing naman ang ating mga participants for this first day of our webinar no. Talagang nakikinig sila at nag-raise talaga sila ng mga questions nila. So next question coming from Miss Maggie Maho. Good morning, ma'am. In your 9 years of experience in teaching, unsay pinaka-worst nimo nga na-handle through discipline actions? And can you please give some advice to us as a future educator?
Okay, the worst thing that I experienced is that nagsinumbagay sa sinumbagay. Okay, senior high school na sila pero nagsinumbagay lang gihapon. They are friends but kana lagi mag-post sa social media, okay? Kana imong naong butangan o kuan i-edit bitaw then nasuko ang bata. Nganong ginaana siya? Okay? So ang nitabo nagsinumbagay sila. So una, kalma lang gyud. Ana, una gyud na kalma ka kay because kung dili ka may mo kalma, ma-appeal ka masumbagan ka kung mag-aparta po kag-appeal dito. Ba? Ana gyud dapat kalma lang ka sa situation, ana. So, ang buhaton nimo, kuin ana, imo silang imong silang tawagon. If dili pa gid mo undang, kay si manggid ganahan na noon sila og sinumbagay pag kanang kuanon kanang stop that one ana-ana. Musamot man noon, kay mugara ba? So what will you do? Go to the ask help niya to na ko sa akong gitawag namo nga positive disciplinarian diri sa school. Okay, so intervene siya. Di lang gihapon. Kay masuko gid kay siya. Oh. So man gid namon ginainana nga emotion nga dili gid niya gusto gid siya mobalos gyud. Oh, karon dayon sumbagon gid niya. Okay, sige dili naman gid ka makuan. Nak, kalma lang nak ana. Paano nimo? Oh. Dili gyud na. Okay, i-delete na. Dili gihapon kay gusto gid niya samo. So, wa na gid kay choice. Okay, go to the principal kung dili pag yun. I-add to gid nimo sa hingtundan nga mas mo kuan siya, mo calm down siya. So, diri namang mi tawag nga pag naay kuan ay rescue kung maunsa ang bata, napud mi kanang sa pulis. No may instances. So, ipato nimo ang pulis. So that the presence of the police will calm down. Okay? Mo calm down ang bata. Okay. Uy, wala ka na naman sila yung mga guns and roses. So, di ba? So, i-add to nimo siya sa kuan, sa ilahang presinto. Then, siya gyud ang ginahimo sa mga pulis ana ilahang istoryahon. Kaning gihimo, walay labag ni sa balaod ni nani. O, inflect nimo, mapatay na nimo imuhang kauban, imong classmate. Then, ikulong jud ka namo. Anaon man gid sila? Unsay gusto nimo? Ikulong ka na karon dayon? Oh, maana man din ang bata nga, oh no, dili. So, kung dili na gid nimo makaya, mo ask gid tag help sa mga proper authority. Og ang katuday mga pulis mo to'y magdala sa ilaha didto sa ilahang balay. So naa gid tay connection dapat sa natin numbers sa mga police ana or any rescue food kay kana bitang magkirig-kirig. Oh, kay na sapian daw. Pero dili dito sapi tungod ay kay wala siya kakaon o paniudto. Oh, sometimes mag-provide mi pagkaon kay na yung mga bata nga wata kabalo nagkirig-kirig. Mo abi nimo og nasapian kay nasapian lagi daw siya pero wala di ay. So na kay mga dapat mga contact ana case rescue. So in ana ang ako mga experience nga kakaiba nga dili nimo mas masabtan pero still kalma lang gid ka. Then pag human na to nga scenario, talk to the students pag abot niya mo balik ra man pud na siya. Di matingala ko na friend naman pud sila. Kaya usahay mo gud yung mga bata. Diha lang nga moment gusto gid sila mag-away. Pero sunod adlaw matingala ka kay amigo na pud sila. So kana kay nanagungha ana dapat para makabalo siya nga wala gid nako siya gi-judge o kabalo ka nga mali ang imong gibuhat pero puhon mahitabo na kailangan ka kabalo ka mo kalma sa imong kaugalingon kay dili na maayo nga binuhatan puhon og ikaw na pod ang mahimong professional puhon madala na nimo sa imong kuan og then maghatag din ka og mga maayo nga nga istorya sa iya ha na dapat kuan ka inana. So di mo ma-values kaya rin mga gawas pero at least makita niya nga wala siya gi-judge. Gibalik gihapon siya sa among classroom. Still gidawat man namo siya nga even mo na iyang gibuhat sa classroom. So dili nimo siya i-criticize. Pagkos imo siyang ihatagan og warm og instruction structure to achieve the long-term goal that mo respeto siya to respeto siya mo respeto siya sa iyang mga kauban. Okay.
Ayan, so thank you so much, Ma'am Taneo, and thank you so much, Miss Maho, no, for that question. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. There you go. Thank you so much, Ma'am Ella and Ma'am Libertino, for answering that question. So we still have a lot of questions coming in, and this time I'm gonna read to you the question coming from. Ayan, kasi yung mga questions kasi natin, pare-pareho, yung iba, magkapareha lang yung iba. So, yung question coming from uh, the second year student Glendale Salona. As an aspiring teacher, I know this is not actually a question, this is an insight. Ayan. So as an aspiring teacher, I should have positive discipline so that my students become responsible and respectful for each other. Ayan. Thank you so much for those for that wonderful insight, Miss Glendale Salona. Ayan. So may question pa din ho tayo coming from Miss Ivy Samson, a third year student. Is positive discipline approach applicable in an online learning classes where you cannot see the students physically, especially in Google Meet, where most of the students' cameras are off? Again, ma'am, is it possible, no, na ma-achieve ang positive discipline approach in this kind of setting?
Okay. It's depend on the situation. Kasi sa online class, just for example, if katong akong example earlier, diba, sa online class na siya nagkuhan siya harshful and mga comment. So, because hindi natin makikita yung mga bata nga, uy, nagkiat-kiat ba siya diha, naglakaw-lakaw ba diha, dili man kay makita man nato nga ang ato namang kaugalingon kay because we cannot see them nga so ang nice po sa online class because dili kay
Wala na akong sugo ng laptop. Ito na mo ito. Yung dunit truck, nabati man yung truck.
the time magkuan kag imuhang positive discipline. Another thing katong ganina pod mag in the online class, it's another form of positive discipline. You set the rules first so that they know the expectations nga gusto nimo while you're doing your discussion. So, it depends on the scenario kay limited man gyud ang online class. So, makita lang nimo nga dito sa chat box, pwede na nga scenario o pwede po din mo sila i-set daan nimong goals, okay? After your presentation, dapat mo behave sila as they are expected to behave. So that is one of the PDET nga way nga pwede ta sa online. Like for example, you must also pwede mong gihapon like example, magkuan kag information about first values formation. Pwede ka mag-talk about that. Muna gitawag karon nga integration. Like for example, if your subject is science, nani gitawag nga values integration sa imuhang discussion. So gina-allow man na gina-embed na sa module nanay gitawag ng mga integration values integration karon. So pwede you can give warmth and structure to the students while discussing your topic with that values nga gusto nimo ma-acquire sila because this is our target to really target the values that you want them to be, okay, someday. So pwede gihapon na magkuan kag values integration sa imong discussion.
There you go. Thank you so much, Ma'am Liberty Taneo, for that answer. How about Ma'am Ella? Nabakay additional, ma'am, with that question? Ayan, there you have it. Thank you so much, Mom Liberty and Mom Ella, no, for the answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very um, appreciative with all of your questions and all of the insights that you have shared to all of us. Much of our desire to answer all of them, but we don't have the luxury of time. So don't worry, guys. All of the questions, all of that insights are well taken. Again. So this time, partner.
Thank you very much for your questions and also to our speaker. Now to share us to their learning insight about the topic given today in behalf of the attendees, let me call in to our virtual floor, Miss Kristen Roa and Miss Cherry Tamo. Please, excuse me.
Good morning, everyone, and to all the participants in this orientation, especially our guest speaker, Ma'am Liberty Tanyo. The DTRG positive approach really provides us greater insights into becoming effective and responsible teacher in the future. That as teachers, we should really be self-directed, motivated with our performance and our tasks in school. As a teacher, we should really be also organized and disciplined. Regarding the DTR really provides greater emphasis on punctuality, performance, and the responsibility of a teacher and for us aspiring teachers. Thank you and good morning.
Good morning, everyone. This is Cherry Meditamo, and this is my learning insights in today's orientation. Discipline is a crucial. It is something that we must possess, especially that we are in the field of education. Discipline is one of the most significant skill we could have. Positive discipline is a method where teachers and parents clearly communicate what behaviors is appropriate and which ones are inappropriate, and what the rewards for good behavior and the consequences for having a bad behavior. Sometimes we normally believe that positive discipline is a way of teaching and guiding children by letting them know what behavior is acceptable in a way that is firm yet kind. Hence, positive discipline approach lead us to become disciplined teacher, successful, and most of all, give us enormous knowledge which we can use in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Ayan, so thank you so much, Miss Roa and Miss Tamo, for sharing to all of us your learning insights for today's session. So, ladies and gentlemen, to break the ice for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to Miss Shella and her team for their inspiring icebreaker. Let us all watch this.
Thank you, Sheila and company, for inspirational video presentation. And now to extend our gratitude to our speaker today for her generosity to share her expertise and knowledge to all of us. We have here Miss Carol Verano for words of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. On this wonderful day, it gives me an immense immense pleasure to give thanks to all dignitaries assembled for this event. I would like to take this golden opportunity to show our gratitude to the speaker, Ma'am Liberty Tanyo, who honored this function with his very informative and educative thoughts. Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, I would like to thank our beloved college president, teacher education program instructors, staff members, and last but not least, our beloved participants for making this event possible and successful. Once again, thank you very much.
There you have it. Thank you so much, Miss Carol Verano, for extending the message of gratitude to our guest speaker for today. And speaking of guest speaker, this time or this juncture, let us award virtually the certificate of appreciation to our guest speaker. And please allow me to read the citation. Initaw College, Hampas Proctos, Abe, Hampason Inita Misamis Agantal Teacher Education Program presents this Certificate of Appreciation to for her phenomenal expertise and invaluable effort as a resource speaker on the topic Positive Discipline Approach in a webinar series on transformative education of the Teacher Education Program with the theme Academic Resilience, Forging Dauntless Educators Amidst the Changing Times. Given this 24th day of January 2022 at Initaw College, Initaw Misamis Oriental. Signed, Dr. Victoria N. Estroga, PhD, Teacher Education Program Dean. Ms. Eleda L. Apur, Maed ED, Assistant Dean of the TEP in Initaw College, and the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Mr. Kimski P. Lumahang Maed. Certificate of Appreciation is given to Miss Liberty E. Tanyo. Let's give Ma'am Liberty a resounding virtual round of applause.
Thank you.
Wow, this day is very fruitful and meaningful. We just witnessed another momentous event virtual for us. My fellow BEd students, I hope all the learnings we gained through this seminar will be put into action.
And I hope too that it will not be stuck in our heads, but also marked in our hearts. So before we conclude this awesome virtual event, again, we congratulate all of the members of the organizing committee who gave their unconditional and best efforts to make this all come true. Ladies and gentlemen, all eyes on our screen for the presentation of our working committee. Let us all watch this.
Thank you again for the organizing team for the success in today's seminar. So let's give ourselves a round of applause, please. Let us end this fruitful endeavor with a closing prayer to be led to us by Ms. Belle Umbahen.
Let us all make the sign of our faith to come to the peace of Heavenly Father. Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for all the blessings that you showered upon us. Thank you for the opportunity that we gain learnings from our speaker today. Lord, this is a great experience for all of the students who participated in today's webinar. Bless us with your wholeness and wisdom to comprehend and inculcate of what we have learned today. As we acquired the inspiring message from the speaker, it will help us to motivate ourselves despite the situation we are facing right now. Lord God, I'm asking for your forgiveness of our sins. I am asking for your guidance, and please hear our prayers. Heavenly Father, we are glad and blessed as we use our learnings as a reference in uplifting ourselves to keep on dreaming and to aim towards success. Lord, your presence empowered us to keep going in life. As a future educator, help us to believe in ourselves with your guidance in the right path and protection. Bless us our day be full of fighting spirit of love, strength, and dedication. Lord God, we thank you eternally as we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
There you go, guys. So before we part ways, we would like to remind everybody that the link for your e-certificates and for the post-evaluation for today's session is already available on the comment box. So please fill them out for your e-certificates. And of course, we would like to request as well all of the fourth year students to please stay on this link for we still have our virtual online orientation for our internship. And to all of the students, faculty members of Initao College, and students from the first year up to the third year, no, most especially to our resource speaker for today, Miss Liberty Tanyo. Thank you so much for joining us on our day one of our long week, a week long, no, week long webinar series. We hope all of you learned a lot and enjoyed for today's activity. Once again, good morning, everybody. God bless to all of us, and to God be all the glory. Keep safe, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, to all of the fourth year students, please stay on the link for we still have our virtual online orientation for our internship. And to all of the first year students up to the third year students, thank you so much for joining us. So pwede na ho kayong mag-exit no, sa inyong mga link. Thank you so much, guys.
Dan, virtual documentation sa
Okay, so to those who are assigned for the first year participants, please share your screen to all of us. And to all of the fourth year, turn on your cameras, guys, for our documentation. Ayan, dapat mag